Welcome back to Fleet Plays Rule the Waves 3. I know, it's yeah, can't believe it. It's been a while. But yeah, we're back. And you join me as I toy with potentials for replacing the old battleships of the Marine Nationale. The 8 hexagon dreadnoughts that saw us through the earliest wars and helped us thrash the RN. Now, our battleships are trending more towards the expensive side. So I'm toying with the idea of building a class of battlecruiser. Small but quick. And I'm torn between a ship with 9 12-inch guns or something far larger, carrying 6 15-inch weapons. Now, I'm a little torn on this because, well, I suppose we could cut the torpedo defense slightly. And that would give us the thing we need. I could probably get a 9-inch inclined belt on then. Now, here's the thing. And this is where it all comes together or fails. I don't know which I prefer. The ship with 15-inch guns or the ship with 12-inch quality 1 guns. Now, if I go for the qual 1s, I could squeeze a 33-knot ship, 32-knot ship with 8.5 inches of belt armor out of it, which is actually resistant to some of the older ships running around with those type of guns. Now, that costs 3,000 money, which is 1,000 less than our other ships. Now, the other alternative is to go for a significantly cheaper but tougher ship. One designed to get into stand-up slugging matches with the capital ships of the period, carrying those excellent guns. Now, I don't know if I want that. It would basically be blanket replacing the old ships with new ships, and I feel like that's kind of not really viable. I mean, there is also the third mutant hand option, which is drop the armor down again. But also drop gun caliber down to 9-inch guns. And push the speed up to 35 knots. Sorry, 34 knots. And end up with a very large and fast armored cruiser. Now, that I could do, but that doesn't really replace the tonnage that the ships are supposed to be doing, and it is overly bloated for a battle, and I can get the same thing with a battle cruiser. Alternatively, there is a third option here, which is to go back up to 20,000 tons. Actually, we'll go with the higher displacement, 22,000 tons, which is what the Hoshes are. Go back 31 knots. You get rid of the forward superimposed gun turret. And we have a ship with 2 quad 12-inch gun turrets. carrying the protection you would expect for a ship of its size, capable of 32 knots. Now, that would be a fairly credible replacement for what it's replacing. Don't think anyone has any doubts on that front. But I do have to ask myself if it's really viable. Probably not. And I do want some tonnage clear for a single midships catapult. To enable a float plane to be carried by these ships. I might go to 10 guns. That does just about buy me the tonnage I need. And excuse me a second. Just need to go do something real quick. There we go. And we're back. So yeah, I think we will build a significant commitment of these Bouvet-class battle cruisers. Probably go for 2 blanket replacement programs, which we can probably afford once we complete the carriers and the St. Louis-class battleships. Our carriers also cost less than our battleships do. And these battle cruisers, if nothing else, will make good carrier escorts. The Germans are basically on death's door now. They're also stuck with an older fleet of battleships, just like me. Well, they did complete a set of new battle cruisers, which are a problem we have to deal with at some point. It's partially the reason why I want these new faster ships that can outrun these things if they encounter them and kill the older battle cruisers of the world with their accurate gunnery if they find them. Oh, and of course deal with the rise of the armoured cruiser, again, which is something that we'll have to deal with, but that's fine. The Americans and the Russians are getting stuck into the war now properly, and they're doing a very good job of it, so I have no complaints there. We're probably not going to engage unless we have to. How is our submarines doing? Coastal subs are being built, and they're entering service now. The first of the war builds are. Germany's under blockade. There's very little they can actually do here. USN forces have arrived in strength in Europe now. And there's very little Germany can actually do. We have a cruiser action going on, which I don't have any modern. I have 2 battle cruisers left, but they're the older type. They haven't been upgraded as heavily as I would like. I don't know what. No, I'm not taking that fight. I'm not taking any battlecruiser fight until... Okay, the Americans are bringing the heavies. They are weird. They are weird heavy cruisers. Very punchy, though. Still very weirdly laid out, though. Like, all flat on the deck 8-inch guns. It's a very weird design the US has gone with, but alright. You know what? Yeah, if the US are going to show up with the heavies, I'm in. I'm absolutely in. So our support forces are off to the north, and likely they'll be engaging the enemy already. Oh no. Okay, so the Chester and the Brooklyn are involved. Let's go and give them support. What's leading the squadron? Ah, it's Sakoof, one of the later generation of our older classes of light cruiser. But still very capable ships. Bloody hell, the Yanks getting hit by torpedoes seems to happen on a regular basis, doesn't it? Not to worry, our cruisers are going to get involved now. That looks to be one of Germany's rare armoured cruisers, which, even with 2 undamaged American heavy cruisers, we're still more than capable of dealing with. And we should be quite easily able to run down the Gneisenau class. Yes, it's one of them. Very punchy ships, but I don't know if they're a match for the American vessels. Although we'll have to see how we go. Well, now we're in the lead. Jesus! A diving shell just blew Sakoof to Kingdom Come. Absolutely. Jesus. Okay, the Germans are proving to be somewhat terrifying opponents in these cruiser actions. Pity our modern cruisers are all down for repairs right now. It's a shame, really. The old girls are still giving good accounts of themselves, though this is the 30s when they're actually kind of useful. What we need is more powerful, what we need is more powerful assets. That's what we need. Ah, bloody hell, the chest is in a bad way. It's fine, though. We're alright. Let's make for Brest. With the Germans gave us a bloody nose that day. One of our light cruisers was sunk. But we should be alright. Excuse me. You must forgive me. I'm suffering with hay fever, so if my voice sounds a little bit ropey, that is why. There we are. And we're home. Come on, Chester. Come on, I believe. Nice. Okay, so that was technically a German victory, but it doesn't really, apart from boosting their morale, it doesn't really do much. Other than that. Okay, Poter, like, Levasseur develops new dive bomber for entry into service. Poter's company walks in with the best dive bomber in fucking French history and says, buy that. Good old Poter's company. Oh, dear. Ah, no, they don't have the range. Okay, the US, okay, the Germans have lost Stettin. Okay, again, the Germans are blockaded. There's very little they can do at this point. St. Louis class is being built. And then we need another class of ship again on top of them. I'm thinking these are just going to be repeats, but with much thicker protection than the preceding ships. Yeah. They're just going to be repeat St. Louises, but with much better and thicker protection than their predecessors. Right. Okay, the German Navy declines. Convoy defense. They decline. Cruiser action. Are they going to take this one? Okay, so we've got Strasbourg and Heroine. Two of the US's large cruisers. Okay. I'm fairly confident here. Oh, Henry the Fourth's working up. Voltaire's only 2 knots slower. Sod it, we'll bring Voltaire. She might be 2 knots slower, but that's not so slow as to not be useful. And she is still the most powerful battleship anywhere in the world. I think she might have 1 more refit in her. Possibly an upgrade to remove her torpedo tubes and have her take 18 or 19-inch twins rather than 17-inch triples. Hello, Januska, welcome. Well, I know it's been a hot minute. I know that. I know we haven't had any rule the waves, and I know you're sitting there going, Fleet, how dare you come back now? I'm like, and I get it. I do get it. I'm with you. But we're back now, and we're here to go and smash the Germans. And the Germans are about to have a bad day because they're running with what looks like a pair of battle cruisers, and they think it's the old French battle cruisers, and it is, but we've brought Voltaire along for the ride. And the good old lion of the French Navy is not going to take no for an answer. She's come for blood, and she's going to get it. Of course. How? From where? Oh, shit biscuits. It's a critical thing as well. Right. Yeah, I'm not risking the most powerful asset in the French Navy. We're going home. I'm not having it attached. We're going home. The naval strikes from our... I mean, we'll keep shelling them if they try to pursue, but I'm not... I don't know why you'd stand there and get pounded by Voltaire's guns. She might be wounded, but that doesn't mean she's not going to hurt you and everyone you care about. And oh, look! Oh, look, it's friendly aircraft. Hi, boys! How is Voltaire doing? Is she alright? Can't risk Voltaire. She's too valuable. Okay, so machinery repaired. Let's get back up to not 60. Let's get back up to 13 knots and let's go home. Voltaire's just too valuable to be risked right now. Until her successes with 18-inch guns work up, which they're currently doing, she can't be risked. See, this is why. Okay. Torpedoes have been released, but looks like the enemy made it out okay. See what happens. Come on. Voltaire can use its cutting wits to deadly effect. Ha 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 ha! God is not on the side of the big battalions. God is on the side of the best shots. So saith Voltaire. Oh, something got hit by a bomb. Oh, and here comes our... Poor old Boggs. Boggs is an American destroyer that works with us a lot. And she keeps being the butt of all the problems. Boggs just keeps getting bombed and strafed and torpedoed. I mean, she survives every time. But Boggs is just the butt of the Imperial German Naval Air Service's attention for some reason. Okay, torpedo bombers are coming in against the Germans. No hits, sadly, but hey-ho, it is what it is. Come on, Voltaire. You can be nursed home. The old warhorse doesn't die this easily, does she? Come on. Come on, old girl. Come on. The British couldn't kill you. Don't let the Germans do it. Come on, old girl. You're nearly there. Come on, old girl. No, I want to get her in myself. I want to get her into port myself. No. Come on. You bastards! You absolute bastards! The game forced me to sink her. Oh my god, I just cannot. That's just the most stupid thing I've ever seen. She was right there. She wasn't sinking. She had flooding, but she wasn't sinking. And the game's just killed her because I guess she dies now. It's really fucking pissed me off. It's really fucking pissed me off. No, I don't want to... No, I don't want to ambush a force. You've taken Voltaire from me, you bastards. Prepare to die. Yeah. No, I'm not taking any of these fights. We're just going to blockade them into submission. We're just going to blockade them into submission till they die. Thing is, I don't have to do anything. I can just wait and let them die. And I'm going to do exactly that. Yeah, no, I'm not taking that fight. Nope. Germans have more and better battleships than I do. And without Voltaire to act as a core to the battle line, there's very little that can be done. Like, the enemy can have all the VP they want. It fundamentally doesn't matter. Yeah, like I say, it really doesn't matter fundamentally. There we go. Perfect. Okay, the enemy light cruisers are sinking more of our ships than I would like. Oh. This war's just... I wish it would end. Just let it end already. I don't have to take any of these engagements. The Germans are blockaded. There we go. Excellent. Okay, yeah, now Germany is just fucked. There's nothing they can do. They're at war on two fronts, fighting basically every major power in existence. The Germans are basically dead, and there's nothing they can do. They have no feasible way to break the blockade. I don't have to fight them. And I have no intention of fighting them. Yep, we're in a war. We need new torpedo bombers with range and maneuverability so we can get the torpedoes on target. Wow, the Germans lost a battle cruiser. Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I guess Voltaire's final act from Beyond the Grave was to draw in the Spanish and the Russians, so I guess. She did okay. I lost both of these ships during the last two wars, and that's a shame. I had hoped that they would last out the campaign, but apparently not. No, we are not fighting a fleet engagement. Like, fleet engagements are for those who need to gain an advantage or enforce a blockade. I need neither. They are blockaded. I don't have a core of modern capital ships anymore. All of my modern capital ships are gone. There we go. New carriers in the fleet, thank God. No, we're not fighting the Germans. We have them on the back foot, and that's where I intend to bloody keep them. I might consider fighting them once both St. Louis classes are worked up. And I've taken... Britannia in for reworking to serve alongside them. But until that point... No, we're not doing any fleet actions. Okay, so now Germany's just fucked. The Kaiser has somehow pissed off everyone. I mean, credit to old Wilhelm where it's due. I didn't think he'd be that effective at pissing everybody off. Apparently he was. In credit to the man, he did manage that fairly effectively. In a way that I didn't even think it was possible to do. So, fair play to him. There we go. Now take Britannia in hand for her rebuild, which she needs. There we go. Now the subs are going to come in a big way. The Germans are just dead. Like, once the new wave of coastal subs comes in, the German access to the sea is just going to be gone. And we're just able to dictate our engagements as and when we wish. I don't have to... Like, yeah, the Germans can just sit in port and stew. That's all they can do. The problem is, a lot of my... If I had completed, as I had planned to, the replacement of the older battleships in some degree, and I had some of the carriers I've lost during the war, and I had good old Voltaire still around, I might commit to some of these battles, but without them, I don't have the modern capital ships I need to deal with them. Far better to maintain the blockade. Okay. Apparently 3 battle cruisers are coming to play. Yeah. No, I'm just not. We're not playing that game. We're just not playing that game. No, we're just not. We're not playing that game. I'm not sticking around to fight a bunch of German battle cruisers. We're going to fucking Iceland. Yep, and that tells me there are enemy carriers around. This is basically the game handing the Germans a win. That's what this basically is. Yeah, Yeah, this game sometimes. It desperately wants the Germans to try and bounce back, and I'm like, nah, I'm just not playing that game. It's very stupid to risk assets when I don't need to. The Germans are on the ropes. They can't win. But they can do annoying shit like that. Yeah, the Germans brought a full carrier strike group. Yeah, it's not surprising they won. No, we're not retiring the CEO of Northern Europe. Here comes the swarm. Well, we're steadily working our way through the Bouvet class builds, which is good. We're going to need them. Probably build out to 4 ships, and I'll look at a slightly sort of middle of the road halfway house. Probably take the Saint Louis class and scale it down slightly. Get rid of the half superimposed mount and carry 8 guns in a more efficient manner. Like that. Carry 12 5-inch guns rather than 12 14 4s. And of course drop down the number of medium and light AA to compensate, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And that will enable me to hopefully build out some slightly cheaper capital ships that I can use to then replace the Hoshas. Oh! That is just my modern capital ships and modern cruisers. Sure. I'll take the two prides of the French Navy against German battleships and absolutely smack them 7 ways from Sunday. I'll do that. Come have a go if you think you're hard enough. Because I guarantee you're fucking not. Yeah, this is really not. Yeah, this is not. These ships are heavily armoured, but they don't have the guns. whereas my ships have the armor to defeat the 12 and 14-inch guns they're facing, and the 18-inch guns to absolutely plow through the armor of the ships they're fighting. This is really not gonna go the Germans' way. What happened? What the hell is going on? What the hell's going on? Hell? Where did these two other German ships come from? What's Pommern doing here? Why is Pommern here? We're going to retire into the mist because this is just... Right. Okay, the rough weather should enable us to break away. Head for the coast of Britain. We'll be roughly safe there. That did not go as well as I hoped it would. The Germans showed up with 5 battleships, and it's only the strength of power of the Henri IV compared to their contemporaries that we were able to break away at all. Still, they took the battering fairly well, considering what they're up against. And I'm mostly proud of them. But they aren't big enough. Not by a long shot. We need bigger capital ships, and more of them. We did manage to slap some of the German capital ships around, to be sure, but it wasn't the victory it could have been. Honestly, I just want the war over. But I'm not willing to cede any territory. We've won the war. They're losing it. I will keep the blockade going until they capitulate. If that means plunging Germany into a revolution, fascist or communist, then that's what I'll do. That's exactly what I'll do. No. I don't like the look of that. And even with our new carriers, I don't really know too much about it to be really confident in it. Now, good old Nantes is back out of the yards. And she is one of the more powerful battle cruisers in the world. But... well, let's give all good... And besides, it is on our side with the air cover, so... I hope that our battle cruisers are going to do a better job today than they have been doing recently. See how we go. Nice. Right. Here's a chance to put down the monster. Prinz Eugen is arguably a contender for the title of most powerful battlecruiser in the world. a title that Nantes also claims. She's fast, she carries eight 15-inch guns, and she has reasonable protection against her own weapons. Nantes doesn't have reasonable protection against her own weapons, but she does have 9 16-inch weapons, which does make her significantly more powerful in the firepower department, and especially more powerful when it comes to chasing an enemy, being able to bring 9 guns to bear forward. And I think those 6-gun salvos are starting to tell. Prince Eugen is burning. And she is alone. Oh, I think we're about to kill the most powerful battle cruiser in the German Navy. And she's just been bombed. I would advise you to not. Yep, she's sinking. We got her. Revenge for Voltaire! Revenge for Voltaire! Revenge for Voltaire. That was the most powerful unit in the German fleet, and now she's dead. Good old Nantes. The old warhorse has still got it in her. Good old Nantes. Excellent. And there's 22 submarines. I'd like a lot more submarine mine layers, if you please. So the Bouvet-class battleships are nearly done being built. A cruiser action. If it gives me Nantes, I might take it. Nope, not risking my light cruisers. They're very valuable right now, and I don't have replacements in the line for them. Okay, so this is one of my more modern light cruisers. Well, modern-ish, but still. And I can't refuse. And apparently there's an enemy carrier in the action. Now, we do have much better aircraft than we used to do, and if it is a night ambush, then there might be an option to sink an enemy carrier at night with gunfire. Which, I mean, I wouldn't say no to as a concept. But if I can't find it quickly, then I've no intention of sticking around to be bombed in daylight. Not when I have perfectly reasonable airfields that can do the job for me. I have airfields, that's what they're there for. What? They're there? Well, if that's the case, then let's have a crack. If they somehow come that far south. Might have been identifying one of our ships as one of theirs. No, it wasn't. Apparently. There it is. Give him a brace of 6-inch shells. Put him down. If you're dumb enough as a destroyer captain to sail that close to the French coast, you deserve what you're getting. Have to split. Thanks for... Ah, well, catch the VOD on YouTube. That's where it always is. You know that. Have a good time, my friend, whatever it is you're doing. And I'm sure I'll catch you next time. Well, just me and my lonesome again. Ah, well, never mind. Hey, nice, we sank him. Lovely. Well, it wasn't a massive victory, but still, victory's a victory. No, I'm not sacking him. The guy's doing okay. You know what? Yeah, the army can actually have the funding they need. Let's end the war. A good army offensive now could end the war decisively in our favour. We have the enemy under blockade. He'll be weakened. So now is absolutely the time to inflict a loss on the enemy. If our armed forces do well, it could be the thing that tips Germany over into collapse. Ah, we can but hope. Well, we can't actually not fight, but we do have one of our modern cruisers with us, so that is something. And I've no idea what the enemy's at sea with, so I don't know what we're facing. If we're facing anything at all. Nothing's been spotted. Oh shit. No. Well, I'm glad we didn't find them, because those were enemy carriers. The full enemy carrier strike fleet. And if they'd have found us, that would have been our deaths. No, I'm not sacking! Jesus. We're losing subs at a shocking rate. Just means we need to build more. And we're also building mine layers as well to really, you know, just hammer home the death of the enemy. To blockade. If it wasn't brutally clear to them already just how fucked they actually are. And they are completely fucked. Again, without our modern capital ships, even with the Marie-Louise class, Jean-Marie class carriers in the fleet, I'm still not confident. No, we don't need to fight them. We don't need to fight them. They are blockaded. They cannot break out. Now, no, I don't need to risk any of my assets. The Germans are on the ropes. Why should I risk any of my assets when I don't have to? What is the point? They're on the ropes. They're being blockaded into submission. Well, that engagement went shockingly badly for them. They got absolutely plastered. Lavasir doing what she does best, leading squadrons of our destroyers into the fight and savaging enemy destroyers. She just goes around and bullies destroyers. It's like a job. Oh boy. Enemy submarine. Well, the enemy carrier never materialised, but a massive strike package from bloody Dunkirk is on its way to go and bloody bomb the enemy destroyers. So off you go, lads, have fun. There we go. Okay, one enemy destroyer sunk. It's technically a win is a win. A win is a win. No, I'm not. Okay. No, the Germans are under blockade. It fundamentally doesn't... Hello, Fleet. Hello, Chandelord. It fundamentally does not matter what the Germans do. They are under blockade. They cannot break out. They are screwed. I'm not fighting you, Germany. Fighting you is only to your benefit. I have you under blockade. And you know I have you under blockade. So why the hell would I give you a chance to break out of that? Why would I do that, Germany? Why would I do that? Why would I give you a chance to break out of the blockade, eh? Why would I do that, Germany? Why would I do that, eh? Why would I give you a chance to break out of the blockade, Germany, eh? Not doing it. Not doing it. Not giving you the chance to break out of the blockade. We're not doing it. You're under blockade, and under blockade you shall stay. Well, we drove them back. I mean, the here should be bloody well contained. The Spanish army, the French army, the American army, the Russian army, the Japanese army that's come over via the Trans-Siberian Railway and is now fighting with the Russians, are all fucking fighting the Germans. They're fucked. On land and at sea, Germany is fucked. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of when are they going to actually keel over into revolution. That's the thing. And how long is it going to take? Nope. Again, I'm not fighting any actions. I have them on the ropes. That's where I want them. I don't want them. Well. Okay, I've been forced into an action, which I didn't want, but okay. It's fine. It's not perfect, but it's fine. I have modern carriers. Right, let's shake out the carriers. Are they all under me? They are, I think. Yep, they're all under the battle cruisers. Okay. So, heavy cap, maximum cap as we always do. And let's see what happens. Let's see what we have when we send out our scouts. See what we find. Right, one battle cruiser ahead of us. Okay. Something. Battle cruisers. Convoys, battle cruisers. We don't have is the enemy carrier strength yet. Which I need. And before I launch any strikes on anything, I need the enemy carrier strength. Are you fucking kidding me? Although, to be fair, she's actually... Oh, now she's on fire. Of course. And we don't have any indication on where the German carriers are. Because of course we fucking don't. Why would we? See, that would be fair to me, and not give the Germans a chance to bounce back. Which, as we all know, you know, the Germans have got to be allowed a chance to bounce back. And I'm going to lose Strasbourg, aren't I? Yeah, I'm not playing this fucking game. I'm not playing the game where Germany's fucking advantaged in every single battle we fight. I'm not fucking playing it. I'm not fucking... How are their aircraft flying at night? Again, the game is fucking artificially altering itself so that the Germans are fucking favoured. I'm not playing this game. We're going home. My scouts didn't even fly the whole way out they were supposed to fly because that would be unfair to the Germans. Yeah, they didn't even fly the whole way out they were supposed to. Again, the game is rigging this war so that Germany has a chance to bounce back. And I'm not having it. I'm not having it. We're going home. I don't know what the fucking carriers are doing. What are the carriers doing? What are you actually doing? What are you actually doing? Yeah, yeah, the Germans were just handed a victory because the game wants them to win. Give me a minute, folks. I'm back in a second. Right, we're going to continue our plan of not fighting the enemy. They have anything they can gain in battle weakens our blockade. So we don't fight battles. Simple as that. The enemy's under blockade. That's where we want him. That's where he's going to stay. Nice! Peace and victory! Oil. Yes, oil. 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 France now has domestic oil. We're at peace. Finally, we're at peace. Right, throw the old dreadnoughts into mothball. And the old Galois class into reserve. The old battle cruisers into mothballs as well. The old cruisers are the Tay class that have served well. They can go to... You guys go into mothballs. And you guys into the reserves. And honestly, you guys can be kind of scrapped. You didn't really do much of anything in the war anyway. Next thing I want to do is we'll scrap any pre-1928, 1938 submarine. And then we will halt 2 construction projects so we can keep going with the ones we need to keep going. So they're done. Okay, FAA did pretty well in that war, actually. Libya. No, honestly, the Italians can have Libya because then we can take it off them later. It's fine. And then obviously we'll resume construction on one of our Bouvet-class battle cruisers. And then our submarines. Okay, Italy can... You know what? Italy can do that as well. Again, we can take it off them later. Yes, please. And we absolutely need to improve Cameroon, because Cameroon is absolutely vital to be defended, because it is an oil-bearing province and needs to be defended. And I'm going to give it 3 14-inch coastal batteries when I've got the money for it. Let's get rid of some of our idiotic idiots, including the incompetent captain of Joan of Arc. And with the money freed up, we can finish off the other Bouvet-class battle cruisers. These ships are basically designed to replace the old battle wagons of the French Navy. I'll let you build half that many destroyers. We could do with a post-war destroyer program, actually, even though they didn't suffer that heavily during the conflict. We really could do with replacing some of our older destroyers. There we go. And then... five-inch guns. Slight reduction in speed. Actually, no, we'll group the... We'll group the aft torpedoes into a single centerline mount aft. Actually, no, we'll group the whole lot. Like that. There we go. And drop one of the tubes on the centerline mount. Actually, no, we'll decrease the number of depth charge throwers. Perfect. The Sapé class destroyers. Oh. Ah, okay, that's fine. Well, in that case, then we'll have twin 4-inch mounts instead. And we'll have a traditional number of depth charge throwers instead. Excellent. How did the Franco-German War end? We won! A victory long in the making and one very sorely needed. Oh, sure, I'll let the Japanese buy that. Ah, new maritime patrol aircraft are ready. Not in time to actually serve in the war that they were needed for, but that's fine. And then I need to look at the Suffrens were going to be built. So what's next on the building queue? So there's Suffrens. Oh, we don't need to... Oh, the Spanish have gone fascist. Interesting. Sure, they can do that. That's fine. They're the ones who ordered it after all. I do actually want that. Yep, and I do want that as well. And then I want 11 destroyers, which I can absolutely have. And I can move the budget round as needed to allow for that. Yes, please. These, yeah, I'll absolutely extend the alliance with Russia. That's going to be very useful indeed. There we go. Perfect. Sure. The, no, I need that money to keep the things going. Keep building up the Bouvet-class battle cruisers. And the destroyers that everybody wanted. Marvelous. Keep it going. Yep, the Japanese can have that because it keeps the shipbuilding program going. Nice. Torpedoes are even faster than they were before. Let's just halt let's halt the 2 least advanced bouvets just to get us through the crunch of finishing 2 of them. Nope, we're absolutely going to sell to anyone who wants to buy in the Balkans. That is good practice. No, we're not. We're not signing on at a disarmament conference in The Hague. We're not doing it. We're just not. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We don't do that here. Yep, we're absolutely going to we're going to increase our budget. I didn't expect to have that much budget. Okay, that's fine. In that case, then I can actually order some of the Suffren class battleships then. Not yet. In a minute, once we finish the first batch of bouvets. Then I need to actually have a look and see. Well, actually, if we rework an older design using our excellent 15-inch guns, we actually have. If we use our very good triple turrets, quadruples, which we do actually have, which are very good quads, they work. And we go for an all-or-nothing armor scheme. 25-knot ship. Actually try and protect it against its own guns as best we can. Still doesn't really cost down anything more than the other one does. And that gives us and the Suffren class gives us a significantly better ship. Although actually it does cost more to... Oh no, it does actually. Yeah, no, that's a point. So yeah, let's try that again. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's take the Bouvet design that we have. Slash the speed down to 25 knots. Up the gun caliber to 15 inches, which we do actually have. Increase the belt thickness. Increase the turret thickness. Increase the deck thickness. And the turret top thickness. Drop the rounds per gun down to 100. Group the 4-inch guns into turrets. Drop the deck and turret protection just a little bit. Drop the torpedo defense. I don't know if it is a battleship. We do need torpedo defense to be the way it is. It's a battleship, not a battle cruiser. Drop the turret protection a tad. It does actually have a fairly solid immunity zone to its own guns, actually. It's fine. What if we use the 14s? We have good 14s here in France. If we use the 14s, that actually works and gives us a battleship for 3,000 that has 12, 14 inch guns. And to be fair, given the amount of battleships that are running around, the amount of older battleships that are running around, these would still be superior to the majority of the older generations of the world's battle lines, which would be acceptable to me. And would mean I've got the best ships in the world in the form of the St. Louis, the successors to the much vaunted but now sadly lost battleships of the Voltaire class. And we do also have working with them the battleship Britannia, heavily rebuilt and still one of the finest ships in the Marine Nationale. I might take her in hand for, let's see what actually her guns can be rebuilt into. She could actually get the monstrous 19-inch guns that we have available. that would give her an insanely powerful and long-ranged broadside. But I think we'll keep her with 9/16s for now. There we go. I am going to say that I think war against Austria-Hungary is possibly a thing that we might have to deal with. And I'm just waiting to get the... So actually, while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to actually ask the game to give me a new class of light cruiser. It's a little bit big, what I want. But apart from that, it's actually pretty good. If I drop the guns, if I drop these super firing guns down from 2 barrels to 3, along with the other forward center, if I just drop down to 10 guns and 10 turrets, that works. That still gives me 10 guns, and it's a fairly survivable ship with a very good AA battery as well. Although I'm going to drop the number of 4-inch guns down a bit. Probably to 8. Since our 6-inch can also be used in a dual-purpose role. I'm going to drop the number of tubes down as well. It's fine. I'm using the extra displacement. I can probably up-armor the front of the turrets and the turret tops, make them a lot more survivable than they currently are. And extend the belt and the deck to be a proper thickness. And we're going to call that the Surcouf class, a successor to the old Surcouf class. And, well, we don't need that much mine. That many mines. Well, but it doesn't mean we can carry mine sweeping gear. Oh, sorry. Whoops. And we will have them. We will add a aft. We'll also add a midships mount as well. So we have a bunch of catapults. We'll enable it to carry 3 planes, which is fine. And just drop the mine laying capacity. It's not needed. We don't really need that level of deck extended. There we go. The Surcouf class light cruiser. Oh, we have too many. There. Now we can do it. Okay. So, what if we got rid of the forward center line? Bring the forward guns in a bit. Look at that. There we are. And then we just made it entirely triples. Make use of the actual weight we've got. Oh, that's fine. We can drop the dual purpose requirement. That's fine. And instead go for 10 dual purpose guns. That is fine. We could have a 33 knot top speed. It's perfectly fine. Job done. A new powerful class of light cruisers to be built in addition to the Bouvet class. If you want peace, arm for war, spend more on the Navy. Absolutely. That's absolutely what you should do. Okay, there we go. Ah, a new medium bomber. Better in every way than our current one. Yep, I'll buy that from the manufacturers. Right, wait for it. Okay. So, yes, I do want a new tender for a prototype. Bomb load and toughness, please, for our new dive bomber. So, no, actually, wait. Yep, they're Veritas. So I want at least 4 ships of the Verite class building. And then we'll use the spare money to build 3 of the Surcouf class cruisers that we need to bring French cruisers design back on top. If the Japanese want to sell me good shit, I'll buy it from them without much in the way of problems at all. Go. Asking the charities to institute some budget reforms for the poor. There we go. So there's the other Bouvet in the fleet. So then we use that money to build another pair of Surcouf-class cruisers, which we absolutely need. There we go. Okay. Actually needed funding to go back up so I could actually indulge in this program. We've actually managed to get it going fairly well. Right, with the Bouvet class mostly in service, we can retire. We'll retire Heroine. She needs to go. Strasbourg, though, Strasbourg might have one more war in her. She might have one more war in her, I think. I think she might have one more war left to actually fight. There we go. I'm not going to do too much reworking of her, but that'll keep her in line with the other battle cruisers she needs to work with. And of course, good old Nantes, which I'm taking as the actual... So with them in service, the Flandre class can go to the Breakers. Absolutely, yeah, we'll extend the security arrangement with the US. New dive bombers, the Lorient 165s. An improved maritime patrol aircraft. We're going to halt. It's basically the cruiser program is the thing that can be halted as and when required to free up budget. Since we don't need to urgently replace our cruisers. We actually have some modern cruisers, but we absolutely do need modern battleships. We need modern battleships to replace our old designs that we have in service. Okay, I'll build you new destroyers. Are you happy? Like I said, it's coming out of the thing. It's got to come from somewhere. So the old 900-ton destroyers can... I forgot the old corvettes. So they go into mothballs. So they just get flat out scrapped. There we go. The old destroyers can go to the breakers. You guys can. The Ark class can go into mothballs. And the Eppies can now go into reserve as more modern ships come in to replace them. Actually, no, the Eppies can be selected for a reworking. So they will lose their torpedo tubes. They gain ASW mortars, rockets, and depth charge throwers, along with minesweeping gear. They gain dual purpose capability for their 3-inch guns. And they get a machinery replacement. Reliability rather than speed. And it costs literally nothing to do and grants me 7 additional corvettes that'll be very useful in wartime. Sure, if the Austrians want that, they can have it. Sure, like I say, if they're willing to keep me going, I'm happy to let them do that. It's funding the rebuilds of some of our ships. Well, Liberté is in service. We'll send a gunboat. I don't want to do too much to upset people right now. There we go. Excellent. So, new floatplane scout. Range is what matters. None of these things have the range to match my current ship. Yep, new torpedo armor, so we want range and probably toughness. Okay, the British have nabbed Norway. That's okay, that's fine. I have no intention of fighting the British. I will actually accept a small reduction in tensions. I've managed to get out of the danger zone. I've got the new battle cruisers. The new battleships are coming. I'm gonna... And since I do want to actually have a slight improvement, I'm going to work on a version of these ships carrying France's excellent 15-inch gun. That's basically just a repeat of the same design, but carrying bigger guns in both primary and secondary batteries. Oh, and a better fire control director, of course. Oh wow, the world's falling to fascism, which is annoying. There we go. Honestly, that's fine. Hoshi is on her way out anyway. Her successor will be laid down shortly, but I haven't got the yards for that yet. I'm still working on building the bulk of the battleship. Not right now. We're going to lay them down once the Verités are in service. We'll let them examine the ship for now. So there we go. We're going to lay down the first of the Vernigards now, so that they're on the slips being built now. Oh, and of course we need to resume construction on some of the cruisers, which I had completely forgotten about. Oh, good lord, the adversaries are building super ships. We need to counter them. Yes. And we need to build bigger dockyards. I'm not going to raise issues over Northern Korea. Yep. Oh, we didn't actually win the air race. Shame. Yeah, the Austrians are going to get bodied by the Italians, which is annoying. But the Germans have no allies, so we can still bully up on them. Aircraft on carriers? We don't have jets yet. Oh god, the German naval budget is collapsing. Their fleet tonnage is large, but it's riding on their carriers, basically. They're light carriers. And I'm basically in the midst of a battleship rebuild. That's also why their tonnage is so much larger than mine. Thank you. Please do. Oh, nice. Guided ordnance. Very nice indeed. It's about damn time. And now we're going to fully resume construction on the cruiser projects, which again, we do desperately need. Oh, nice. Our radar can assist with gunnery. Excellent. Although only during the daytime. It's not full blind fire radar yet. And now we need to build the Vernegard class ships, of which we need 3 additional compared to the first one. Let's diplomatically make sure the French know that they are overstepping the mark. Once you finish the Surcouf class, which one do we want? Probably the L'Oreal 180. Okay, the Austrians just casually slapped the Spanish carrier force and one of Spain's battleships into the dirt. Good on them. And the Austrians seem to be punching well above their weight. They've only got 1 modern battleship, the battleship Badenburg. But she must be punching well above her weight. Then again, they do have a modern force of armoured cruisers. And an aircraft carrier, Vienna. They lost their fast battleship, Arpad, it looks like. Along with some of their other ships as well. The Italians lost Vittorio Veneto. And they're losing other ships as well. In fact, they've only got their battle cruisers left. Not sure how they're going to pull this one off. Yes. Oh god, yeah, we need maneuverability and we need firepower. Oh, and we need jets as well. We need to get jet fighters into service. In fact, what I need is an aircraft carrier designed around jet aircraft. Although that can wait until the cruiser and battleship programs are finished thing. Oh, nice! Potez has come up with a light jet fighter for me. Lovely. Thank you, Potez. Nice. Radios in aircraft. There we go. Halt the lead ship of the Vernegard class. The Italians might be our next fight. And if they are going to be our next fight, I want to be ready for them. So let's start drawing up plans for a new full-size aircraft carrier for the French Navy. You know, when I said go absolutely ham, I didn't mean this level of ham. I mean, good lord, look at the size of the damn thing. She's absolutely monstrous. Perfect. We'll call that the Bern-class aircraft carrier. Oh, hang on. Let me just drop the number of medium AA guns. There we go. Excellent. That's fine. We can make that up by halting one of those Circus for a minute, which is we're going to need. There we go. Perfect. And now we can finish our new ships. And oh dear, the Italians are getting uppity again. So now we can scrap the Host class. Angkor. Oh, Republique could be saved. Absolutely, yes. She should be saved as a museum. And now we need to move these ships into the Mediterranean, as we're looking to square off with the Italian Navy. Although I would advise the Italian fleet not to get too uppity. They wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Something, 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 Hulk references. There we go. And we'll move our most modern ASW assets into the Med as well, so they're ready. Just in case the Italians are stupid enough to start a war. I don't think they are. Obviously, with them being engaged with the Austro-Hungarians as they are, they'd have to be pretty bloody stupid to pull that trigger. Especially with no modern battleships and only two modern battle cruisers. Although they are allied to Japan. Give me a minute. Think about this. So... The Italians would be a cake stomp, but the problem comes with fighting the Japanese. Japan maintains the largest fleet in the world. Outside of the US. Now, their budget is actually behind everyone except, well, the budget is also behind Great Britain's, I have the second largest budget in the world, but I haven't yet got my navy to the point where it needs to be. I need more cruisers, and I need new carriers as well. Problem is, Japan has a modern fleet, although they only have one new modern capital ship, the battleship Asahi, although she is utterly fucking terrifying, and will need things to counter ships like her, and the Kashima class they're also building. You're seeing also things as well like the United States class battle cruisers, which are... Holy shit, that's terrifying! That's actually terrifying. We need to deal with that at some point. And we will do. But... yeah. I'm working on larger dockyards because I need to build ships to counter ships like that. And that'll be the focus of the next, phase of our reconstruction program. Bern-class carriers. And a new class of battleships. Not based on the battleship line of construction, but built out of the Nantes-class battle cruisers. Carrying France's excellent 17-inch guns. Plan to use this ship as a bludgeon against anyone who might try and fight me. Although it'll carry 5-inch guns. $18 of them. Yes, I am building what is in essence a embiggened French Iowa. Hang on. Bit of radar. No torpedo tubes. I wondered what the catch was. I knew something was going to be holding me up. Torpedo defenses, what's the problem? Only 1,000 tons overweight. And their fast battleships aren't nearly as fast as that. 28 knots should be more than sufficient for what I need to do with this ship. And the excellent 17-inch guns have already proved themselves. We saw what they did in the hands of Voltaire. This ship is Voltaire's spiritual successor. The Messena-class battleship. I'll have to redesign it again later because we don't have the funding for it, sadly. But we will do in time. Just working on finishing the fast battleship program. That is a good point, actually. We will phase out our airships. There we go. I can use that budget in appropriate ways. So, for example, first things first, we absolutely need to build MTB squadrons at all of our possessions in the Far East. This will defend them from attack. I'm not so much concerned about the South Pacific, since Japan will move primarily on our bases in the north. We're going to spend a lot of money. As the Germans built up Tsingtao, we're going to build it up even further ourselves. We're going to upgrade all of our air bases. We're going to spend a great deal of money. Because I suspect we're about to get into a shooting war with both the Italians and the Japanese. Oh, and give Malta a battery of 14-inch guns, please. I don't want it to die. Sure, the British can have that. It saves me money that I need to do other things. Yep, there it is. The expected outbreak of war with Italy. I expected it was coming, and I was right. There we are. Our new cruisers are filtering in gradually. We have our carriers in service. Battleships are in the fleet, ready to go. We have our battle cruisers as well. Now, the war that I was not expecting has begun. And we'll have to see how this goes. Well, the problem is, of course, the Japanese. They're the out-of-context problem I really don't want to deal with. And I definitely don't want to operate that far east, given Italian possessions in the eastern Mediterranean. This is the era when you really don't want to be operating that close to the enemy's coastline if you can help it. It's just asking for a really bad idea to happen. Wow, okay, the Italians are already under blockade. That's nice. Oh, that's right, the Italians are still fighting the Austro-Hungarians. Right. Let's create the new most powerful battleship in the French Navy. "28 knots is fine. 13 inches of belt armor is fine. Inclined. And a 5-inch deck. 5.5-inch turret tops. 15-inch turret faces. 3-inch secondary guns. 5-inch secondaries in dual mounts. Carrying the very latest in torpedo defense gear. The best directors we have access to. And a very chunky AA battery. And that's fine, 17-inch guns. Oh, get rid of the submerged torpedo tubes. Can I get another knot of speed from that? Not quite. I can get unit machinery, and that's good enough. That'll be the battleship Aquitaine. Perfect. And that'll be our new battleship for the I mean, the Italians aren't going to take that fight. They have no battleships to fight me with. I mean... Okay. I don't know. I don't know about Italian carriers. And that's the thing. I don't know what the strength of the Italian carrier fleet is. And I'd rather not risk it for a silver biscuit. I mean, on the one hand... No, we're not. We're not going into the Adriatic. That's a really bad idea. Yes. Bomb load and maneuverability, please. Oh, the Austrian Navy just got slapped really badly. Yeah, the Italian fleet has the 2 Napoli-class battlecruisers, which are kind of scary. And they do also have their carriers, which aren't that terrifying. They do have a swarm of light carriers to back them up, so we probably should work up a new light carrier design. War emergency light carrier. Honestly, that's fine. Carrying 28 jets. Yep, that's actually fine. We'll batch build a ton of them. Really don't want to go near Italian Greece right now. Even with our modern destroyers. She's one of our newer ships. Oh, the Italians are using their... They what? And just like that, Nantes is just gone. Sunk by an enemy submarine. Well, that's annoying. This basically means we need a new battle cruiser. There we go. Bloody Italians, honestly. And with that, the sinking of Nantes is a nice capstone. It's time to end. The old guard is gone away. And we're here with the new guard of the French Navy, fighting a war against the Italians. They're under blockade. Our submarines are doing the work that they are built to do. And we'll see how we get on. Until such a time as we return to this series, which may be next week, it may not be. Take care, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye!